Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Spiritual Magpie. My name is Sophie Rose and in this video I'll be debunking 10 myths around tarot cards. Now I've got these, some of them I already knew were myths myself because I went into learning the tarot with these myths in my head. And then also I did have a little look online to see what are people like googling about tarot cards, what people like asking about them and stuff, to come up with 10 questions. So I've got them all here and I'm just going to answer the top 10 that I found that I thought were most common, because I will tell you, I did find some really strange questions. One of them was, some people ask, can pregnant women read tarot cards? Cats drain all your psychic ability, and that you should sleep with the tarot decks under your pillow. I'd find them all quite strange because the pregnant woman, everyone can read tarot cards. Cats, no pets, drain your psychic ability as far as I'm aware. They never have with me. And sleeping with it under your pillow to increase psychic connection, it may work for someone, but the best way to increase a connection would be to actually use them, get your energy on the cards. So there were just like 3 strange ones. There were more strange ones, myths that I found, which I didn't even realise people thought were myths and that. So I'm going to go into the top 10 common ones. Okay, so the first one, this is one I went into it thinking, was that you can never buy your own tarot deck. I think this is completely false. I would never have started reading tarot if I'd have gone by this rule, because I had to go out and buy my own tarot deck first off because no one knew I wanted one, because it's kind of something I just did by myself, my own little hobby, private hobby. So no one would have known that I wanted tarot deck to buy me one. And also I think it's better that you buy your own tarot deck because you kind of find the one that's right for you. Like, I read tarot, my mum reads tarot, we have completely different tarot decks because we both were drawn to different ones. Every tarot reader is drawn to a different deck. Like, not everyone will have the same collection. I only get tarot decks when I feel a connection to the actual deck, to the artwork in there, to the meanings that they evoke in me. So I think it's better that you buy your own tarot decks because you'll find one that resonates with you, that you feel comfortable reading. So I think that's a complete myth. And then linking into that, don't buy a used deck. I've always bought a new deck fresh that no one's used. However, I wouldn't be opposed to buying one that someone has previously used. I think it's okay for you to buy a used one as long as when you get it, you cleanse it. I'll link at the end my video about cleansing cards. But I think it's fine to buy a used one as long as you cleanse it properly. And that it's down to personal choice, but I don't think there's any negative energy that will happen by using someone else's deck as long as you take the proper precautions and cleanse it properly, so that cleanse all their energy off the cards. So that's the first myth. The second one, don't let others touch or use your cards. I don't believe in this one. When I've done readings for my family and that, I've allowed them to touch the cards, to choose them. I think it gets their energy on the card more, allows it to be a better reading because their energies are on them. And that, so again, I'm not opposed to it as long as, like before, you cleanse them properly after they've used it to clear it of their energy, ready for the next reading, so you're not carrying their residual energy through to another reading. So it's personal choice again, but I'm not opposed to it. I don't mind people touching a deck of cards, but I will always cleanse it afterwards. Okay, the third one, you have to be psychic to read tarot cards. This is false. Anyone can read tarot cards anywhere. They're kind of like, to me, how I think of tarot cards, they kind of tap into your intuition and the side of yourself that you don't always listen to, and it comes out in the cards, which is within all of us. And all of us are psychic to an extent anyway, but anyone can read them. You don't have to be a psychic to do it. You don't have to be clairvoyant, anything. Anyone can read tarot cards. So don't think if you're not don't think you're psychic that you can't read them. Anyone can read them. Okay, number 4, tarot cards are evil. This is completely untrue. They're force for good. They help people out in situations. They can help you deal with stuff, answer questions for you, make you aware of things about yourself you didn't realise. They are all for the better good using tarot cards. They can really help you and others along to create a better life for yourselves and be more aware of things going on in your life, be more mindful of your behaviours and stuff. They are nothing but good. That being said, like anything can be used in the wrong way. It's up to the user. If you want to use it for good, they will be good. There we go. Okay. 5th one. Tarot cards can't be read over the phone. This is untrue. Tarot cards can be read over the phone, over live chat, email, over the internet. They can be read anywhere, anyhow. That being said, I think an in-person reading probably for me gives better, more in-depth, insightful, more accurate results because the energy is right there. But you can do it remotely as well. There's nothing wrong with that, and it will give you accurate results. I just prefer to do it face to face if possible. So that's that myth. Right. The 6th one. You can't read your own tarot. Completely untrue again. I read my tarot all the time, as do all tarot readers, I'm sure. You can read your own. I think sometimes it's better for someone else to read yours because sometimes you're not as open to self-criticism sometimes to read it. Like sometimes if you get a card that's saying the reason that's what's holding you back is something that you're doing wrong, and maybe you don't want to see that yourself, so it sounds better when it comes from someone else reading yours. But that being said, anyone, you can read your own tarot cards. That's how I started. I started reading my own, and then I branched out to read other people's. So, number 6, completely false again. You can read your own tarot cards. Number 7, tarot cards must be wrapped in silk. Nah, it's personal choice. If you want to wrap them in silk, go for it. I never have. I do. Well, not right now because they are just randomly on the table because I've been doing some tarot readings this morning. Normally, I keep mine in an organza bag in a cute little tarot card box that I found. That's how I keep mine, but you can store them however you like. This is down to personal preference, how you want to keep them safe and protected and cleansed. Personal choice. You don't have to wrap them in silk. That's not a rule. There's no set rule on how to look after them. Personal choice. That being said, I keep saying that a lot, I do think you should look after them by having some sort of protection over them, whether that be a little bag or a box, or just something to keep them protected and keep like the energy in the cards and that, just keep them safe from negative energies. I do think it's better than just leaving them out and about like I do half the time and having to cleanse them all the time. Right, number 8. Yeah, what was it? The death card literally means death. This is not true. This is one of the most common ones as well. Whenever I say about tarot cards and I say about death card, like, oh, that means death, and I'm like, no, death card does not mean the death of a person or an animal or anything, literally. What it more means like a new beginning. Like I always think about like death of ideas or death of something negative in the past that is finished with now and you're going to move on to better things. So the death card doesn't mean literal death. It just means something is coming to an end and you're moving on. Not a life is coming to an end. It means a situation is coming to an end and you're moving on to the next one. Number 9. Reversals are all bad. I have done a video on reversals if you want to watch that. I'll link it at the end of the video. But reversals aren't all bad. Again, in that video I say it's up to you how you interpret the reversals or if you do read reversals. But normally I take that to mean is like that energy is missing. That's what you need to do. So for example, for a reading today I pulled, 8 of Cups. So normally I'd say it means about new beginnings, moving on to something else, whereas in the reverse position I'd say that you're not letting things go in order to move on to the next situation, which is not bad. It's just letting you know the advice that you need to know to move on. So reversals aren't bad, they're just saying what's lacking for you to work on to move forward. Okay, and the last one is you have to cleanse your deck after every use. This is personal preference. Some people like to cleanse it after every use. I don't. I wait until the cards tell me, like when I'm shuffling, if I'm finding it hard to shuffle them, like they're not moving, I tend to think the energy is blocking the cards, I'll cleanse them. I'll cleanse them after someone else has touched them. I'll cleanse them if I get a new deck through. Yeah, so you don't have to cleanse them after every reading, after every use, because you just be cleansing them all the time. I would, because I do several a day. So I'd say just cleanse them when you feel the cards need to. The cards will tell you when they need to be cleansed. Again, I've got a video on cleansing cards. I'll link that again below, I've already said. But yeah, just cleanse them when you want to. So those are 10 myths of the tarot that I've debunked. Basically, they're all false. Basically with tarot, it's a good divinational tool. Anyone can use it. You basically make up your own rules for it. You can do what you want with them, store them how you want, buy whichever ones you want. You don't have to wait for someone else. All the interpretations are up to you. There's no set rules. So just have fun with tarot. Don't listen to these myths because most of them are false. These are more like old wives' tales back when it was still frowned upon, almost back in the day when it was frowned upon, when it wasn't accepted in everyday society, whereas now it is, and all those myths are just carried forward when you can do whatever you want with your tarot cards. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, let me know you enjoyed it, and if there's any other myths you know of and that I can debunk. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you next week for another tarot tutorial. See you next week, guys. Bye everyone.